Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Yes, all of you. Anyway, I thought this was really interesting. I don't know how many people are aware of this. Maybe you are now, recently, thanks to WNBA news being everywhere. But this is a really dumb rule. I don't know how else to put it, that I think hurts the game, and it fits in well with what we've seen from the WNBA this year, especially with Caitlin Clark, and how the WNBA seems to make lots and lots of decisions that actually hurt the growth of the game. It's almost as if they don't want the game to grow. They don't want it to be popular. They just want the NBA to keep putting money into it so they can avoid the attention from the media and everything else and just go about doing what they've been doing. And this is another thing that kind of fits in with that. It fits in with that rule of not growing the game. As many of you probably know, because they talk about it all the time, and everybody knows what happened with Griner. A lot of players go and play in other leagues around the world for, they say, because they need the money. Uh, I think there are a lot of Americans who would be thrilled to work 4 months out of the year playing a sport, making what the women are making. And I'm not saying that means that they shouldn't make more. They're obviously athletes that make a lot of more. I'm just saying it's a little disingenuous to basically say like you're going to be in poverty if you don't go play overseas. But anyway, many of them do. However, the WNBA does not allow that. U.S. women's basketball versus Germany shows how WNBA's prioritization rule hurts the game. What does that mean? It means if you are an overseas player, you have to choose. You can't play overseas and play in the WNBA. That's why, like it says here with the first quarter with Sabali and Stewart, back and forth it went for the first quarter here at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Two WNBA stars trading baskets while representing their countries. Wouldn't it be nice if this happened more often? I think that's worded incorrectly. But anyway, sadly, here's where we get to, because of the WNBA's prioritization rule, which forces top international players to pick between playing overseas or in the W. It's an all too rare occurrence. That is why Sabali is not playing in the WNBA, which is what they meant. They obviously weren't two WNBA stars. They could be two WNBA stars, but they aren't because of that rule. Sabali led the Germans with 15 points. They also advanced into the quarterfinals. And then Alexis Peterson, who's a former WNBA player, scored 14. Now, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Fiebig? It's German, so I'm not sure the CH there. But she actually plays in the WNBA. So she made that choice. But here's something that's interesting too. Wouldn't it be nice if Peterson got to do that in the W next? If only they were that straightforward. As Team USA's Kelsey Plum said Saturday, and by the way, shout out to Kelsey Plum for being honest, because this is going to allow me to make another point about the WNBA. Peterson, she was in our training camp and kicked my butt. Someone like Peterson certainly could be a starter for any W team. That is why, and by the way, it also go back to what Chinese said on the um, Shannon Sharp podcast. I didn't play all of it because she kind of went off. I was focused on one thing, and she went off on a tangent about growing the global game and the NBA and what they've done to make it global, and the WNBA has not. And this goes back to what we've all talked about the old guard and being very protective, and it's kind of like a clique, and they don't want to grow the game because it's theirs and they're entitled to it, and the NBA gives them money, so they have no reason to change. And this is another example of that. You just heard what Plum said about Peterson but she's not allowed to play in the WNBA. Americans go play overseas in other leagues, but those players can't do the same and come play here, which again goes back to not growing the league at all, not making it global, and protecting the entitled American players from competition. Let's keep the league small. Let's just have our buddies play so we can play 20 years and make our living and do everything we want to do and get involved in other stuff and not have to present a product that makes a profit. And it's like, yeah, here it is. Sabali was asked about this, that if this served proof the WNBA needs to go global, she said, I obviously criticize the prioritization rule that WNBA implemented, the two-time All-Star said. 100%. 100%. The rule, which is outlined in the collective bargaining agreement, forces veteran players to pick between the W season and the overseas leagues that run into April. Players are no longer allowed to arrive late to WNBA training camp because they are playing overseas, where top players can make north of 1 million per season compared to the average WNBA salary of just over 100,000. Think about that too. Just catch that, where top players can make north of 1 million per season compared to the average WNBA salary of just over 100,000. I think it's really bad to punish international players. That's just unfair, said Sabali. I think the NBA does a better job of incorporating international players, also pushing them in the media. There's a clear disparity in that. It goes to wanting to keep us in the league, and as of now, it doesn't seem like the WNBA really supports or welcomes international play. Stewart says it's a complex situation for an international player. Their main thing is playing in Europe. Prioritization really limits playing in both worlds. Hopefully, with our new CBA, we're able to make an even more attractive place for everyone. That's interesting that she said that. Of course, I don't think we're there yet. We've got a lot of other things to fix and handle before that. That would be very interesting because that would really make you have to choose. Yeah, you do have a lot of other things to fix and handle. There's no doubt about that. And maybe they'll cave, maybe they'll get that changed. Maybe, because obviously the NBA will be involved in this, maybe that's going to become a bargaining point, although I don't know which side, because the WNBA as a collective, those running it and the players, goes back to what I said about keeping it this small click. So, but anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this prioritization rule. Do you think it's good? Do you think it limits the growth of the WNBA? Should they get rid of it? Does this seem to be like another one of those things that we keep learning about, that the WNBA is messing up and hurting themselves in terms of growth, and that maybe they don't even want that growth. They just want the money without having to grow. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for checking out this video. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and I will talk to you later.